The left adding new fuel to the fire. New fuel to the fire indeed over entitlements.
One Democratic strategist ripping Republicans who tried to save money on the food stamp program. In a recent op-ed, Donna Brazile wrote, when the House voted to cut $40 billion to the food stamp program over the next 10 years, that wasn't an example of government tightening its belt or making tough choices. It was a heartless act. It was cruel, Donna writes.
Well, Rachel Campos Duffy wrote a response to that op-ed, and she's a spokesperson for the LIBRE initiative and the wife of Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy, and she joins us this morning. Good morning, Rachel.
Thanks for having me on, you two.
So, you know, the original op-ed that went out by Brazile describes Republicans as heartless and mean when it comes to their strategy over entitlements. What's your response?
Well, first of all, I want to say that if there's a family that needs food and needs access to food, we want them to have access to food stamps, and that's why they want to reform the system so they can take out the fraud. If you're a lottery winner, if you're a college student, you can't access it, and that's the best way to preserve it for those who truly need it. But I did write this response because I want to address this issue of compassion, because, you know, Donna Brazile really turns the issue of compassion and dignity on its head and really presents those who are for big government and for expanding the entitlement state as the people who are really care about the poor. And I question that, because I think those who want to lift people out of poverty rather than make them comfortable in their poverty are the ones who truly care about poor people, about minorities. Sure. And I will tell you this, Hispanics start business. You know, I work for the LIBRE initiative, a Hispanic organization that wants to empower Hispanics economically. Hispanics start businesses at 2 times the rate of the average American. And so I say, stop flicking us crumbs off the government table, and how about creating more opportunity for us to start businesses, to create jobs. That's why we risk so much as a community to come to this country to achieve the American dream. It's not going to happen on food stamps.
You're right, because and in your article for National Review Online, you say Ronald Reagan once said the best social program is a job.
Absolutely. And we also have evidence that this entitlement, spread the wealth economy is really hurting, you know, the people who voted most enthusiastically for Obama. Minorities, single women, young people. Black family income has dropped by $4,000, double-digit unemployment, 2.5 million more Hispanics living in poverty. And now we know that because of Obamacare, more jobs are being lost because, you know, 80% of all the jobs created last year were part-time. How do you make an American dream for your family? How do you build that for your family on a part-time job? So there's a lot of unintended consequences to this big government idea. And so that's what we're trying to educate Hispanics about.
And you're doing it well, Rachel Duffy Campos. We're glad you're here expressing some legitimate concern when it comes to entitlements and what they do. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is now 27 minutes after the time.